Hello. Healthytransformations.ca is where I'm coming from. My name is Christopher Lawrence. And I bet you're wondering what happens when this crazy guy screws up his food. Because, you're all thinking, Christopher's so perfect. Nobody's thinking that. They never have. But if you're thinking, geez, it seems so easy for this guy, it's not actually. Sometimes I screw up. And sometimes it's very deliberate for me, where I'm like, I'm going to change what I'm doing for a while because I want to see what happens. So I have this segment that I'm going to call, I have to look at my notes here. Yes, Christopher's stupid health experiments. So I'm going to talk about two of them because that's all there are, and hopefully I've learned my lesson. So I decided once that I wanted to know what would happen to my weight, like if I could actually make myself put 10 pounds on overnight, or like what would happen if I just ate whatever I wanted. So I did that for a week. I ate whatever I wanted for a week. And I did actually prove to myself that I can put 10 pounds on in a 24-hour period. So some of that would be food volume and water weight, inflammation, not necessarily fat on the body. It is possible. It wasn't as hard as I thought it would be. And also it was disgusting because I felt gross. So here's kind of the outcome of that. I got sick for 6 weeks. It took me 6 weeks to get my body back on track. I ended up with one of the worst colds that I'd ever had, and it just would not go away. So that was a challenge. The second time I did this, I thought, I'm going to change what I eat. I'm going to eat some higher glycemic foods, but they'll still be healthy foods. So I'm going to focus on grains and potatoes and that kind of thing, and I'm going to eat lots of those for a while. So then I ended up with gout. So if you don't know what gout is, it's inflammation, it is a form of inflammation. It's a form of arthritis. It comes in the form of uric acid crystals being stuck in your joints, and they can't seem to get movement. And the place where they usually settle is in the joint of the big toe, which was where mine settled. And it took me actually a couple of months to move from it. But here's the funny thing, gout, Western medicine, and I love Western medicine. I have an incredible family doctor. Their model says that gout comes from dehydration, it comes from alcohol, it comes from eating too much shellfish. There's a couple of other things, but I measure my water. I don't drink less than 2.5 liters of water a day. Usually it's more. I don't drink alcohol. I don't eat shellfish. It also comes from eating too much red meat, but I don't eat red meat either, which is not the Healthy Transformations program. I want to be clear. Lots of those things are allowed in the program. I just don't eat them for other reasons. But so anything that kind of goes on the record of causing gout is not something that I do, or I've already done what's preventative. Strange, right? So what we have come to learn is that gout is an inflammatory reaction, and is not just limited to the things that are listed, on the, your short list of 5 or 6 items that might typically cause gout. Clearly, because I have it, and then or experienced it anyway. But then also I met somebody else who had gout, and they said that theirs was caused from chocolate, from the consumption of chocolate, which wouldn't be typical at all. So even some things that we think might be benign can have an issue. So this is what can happen when we don't eat correctly. And it's so easy for me to pinpoint because I eat correctly all the rest of the time, and I actually don't really get sick very often at all. It's very rare. Like even if I get a cold, it's usually 1 or 2 days until it's gone, max, maybe max. Like it doesn't take much. So I can pinpoint very quickly that the dietary changes are actually contributing to other things in my life that might not be considered that way. So you might look at your health stuff and read some of these other blogs on healthytransformations.ca and learn about some of the impacts that food is having on your body that we might not actually relate to health stuff. Take care. Healthytransformations.ca. Christopher Lawrence. Bye-bye.